Hi, my name is Tanya, and this is Transformative Joy. If you hear background noises, I'm just going to tell you I have a 100-pound golden retriever who is a little afraid of the card table but wants to be as close as possible as he can be. And he just came back from a walk, so he's a little winded. So I apologize for that if you can hear that. And I almost, I'm going to bet you can. All right, so in this on this channel, what I do is I use tarot not as a means of predicting the future, but as a means of seeking messages that will help encourage us, nurture us, give us hope, tell us what we need to know in the moment that we're watching it, to help us move forward, kind of get past the drain and the despair that can come along with the news cycle nowadays. And at the end of the video, I'll give you a suggestion on something that you can try at home that will help, usually based on mindfulness or somatic principles, things that I've learned have helped me over the years, so you can try it and hopefully pull yourself back into your body, and that by doing these things with me every day, over time you can remember, right? You can remember how to do them, what to do, and then when you're hit, like with something in your personal life or something very challenging, in the news, it can help get you past it without just completely breaking down in despair. Awesome. So, all right. I'm pulling a couple of cards from the Animal Dreaming Tarot Oracle deck. Sometimes I read the book for that one because it is a little new to me. But also sometimes there are things written in there that I'm like, that's the piece that this belongs to. Especially as I'm learning these particular cards. So let's see, what kind of message are we going to have today? All right. Responsibility. Rebirth. And endurance. Okay. I feel like that's a little on the nose with what I just said. Yeah, I mean, we do have a responsibility. We have a responsibility. It is going to take endurance. And this is a moment of rebirth for many people I know in their personal lives, but also collectively. I mean, if you don't know what an extinction burst is, Google it. Because we are in one right now. And it is chaotic. It's a little ugly. But that's because certain power structures are on their way out. They're not going to survive. Especially power structures based on greed and protecting secrets of people in power. Secrets that need to be out in the open so they can face consequences. And we can stop the damage that these people are doing to us, to children, to people all over the world. All right, so which deck should I get a little bit more in this? Okay. All right, so tell me a little bit about responsibility. I'm just going to pull cards as I feel kind of my intuition telling me to do it. I shuffle cards to kind of get connected to the question I'm asking. And then sometimes I do because I like to follow my intuition, but I don't always just pull the top or the bottom cards. I like to go through the cards, touching them, and typically I get a little tingle. And that tells me that's the card I'm supposed to read. Okay. All right, look at the bottom. Awesome. Oh. So the World. That is actually an excellent card. So responsibility, yeah, we do have a responsibility to the world. And not only that, but I think it speaks to the fact that we are going to complete the cycle of what I was just talking about, this extinction burst, and we're leaving it behind. Six of Swords. It's just, you know, sometimes, and this is something, Three of Cups. I mean, okay, I'm sorry. This is a beautiful reading. Hold on. And the Nine of Cups. So, I love this card. I mean, don't we all? Right now, we have a responsibility to make sure that we can endure. Endure in the moment, endure through this process of dismantling the structures that don't work for us anymore. The structures of power and ego. And it is a time of rebirth, okay? I can't really show the World card, but we got rebirth. We've got, you know, we're leaving it behind. We will have that moment of celebration. We will see our dreams come true when it comes to society, because that's just the way, you know, kingdoms rise, kingdoms fall. And I'm not talking just about any one kingdom in particular. I think there is a collective change where, as a whole, we see things differently, right? We see people differently. We're more compassionate. Things are more equitable. I think that is what I sense we're moving towards. And it can be really hard when you're in the middle of it to allow yourself to see it. But I've gone through so many bad things, and I can tell you it eventually ends. Now, we don't know the extent of the damage that we'll eventually see, but it will be ending. This isn't a forever thing, right? These lies will be exposed as they already are being exposed, but they can't hold us together forever. All right, so talk to me about this endurance that we need. What do you want us to hear? What about this endurance? What can you tell us? Okay. All right. Ten of Cups. There's hope, y'all. There's hope. People are joining together, right? People are joining together. They're rising up. It may, now some of the news, especially in my country, isn't exactly reliable. They're not showing everything, but people are banding together. Okay, tell me about endurance. Tell me about the Two of Swords. And we are standing in a period, I feel like we're on the precipice. I feel like we're moving in the right direction, but people are being asked to make a choice. Which side are you on? Are you on the side of love and justice and equity? Or do you want humanity to progress, or do you want to regress? And it may look like I would say, there's a couple of ways to read this card, especially in the Ten of Cups. Generally, like, we have a choice, we have a decision to make. Maybe we don't know what decision to make, but another way to look at this is I'm struggling to remember what mythos this exactly is I'm referring to, but I think it might be ancient Egyptian, where they have to go through the past, but I don't know if it's the Sphinx or somebody either chops their head off or allows them through. And here with this, and the fact that they're blinded, you can see that, or one way to look at this is, we are going through, right? We're at the point of making that critical decision, reaching that critical point. Again, it might be dark as we're moving up to it, but there is hope. It won't last forever. Everything ends, even the bad stuff. Everything ends. The Star. Okay, the Star is one of the most hopeful cards ever. So when we have endurance, let's see, an Eight of Wands. Things are moving. Things are moving fast. So what I gather, especially because I was asking about endurance, that card, this one right here, I think it's reminding us to, things are fast moving, to not give up hope, right? Don't give up hope on all the good things. And keep your eye on the prize. Instead of focusing on what's not working right now, the way to endure and the way to build your endurance isn't to focus on the difficult aspects of now. Now, I'm not saying bury your head in the sand. I'm not saying don't stay aware or up to date with that. I'm saying keep your eye on the prize. That happy family, that everything. 10 of Cups is a wonderfully positive card, right? Of emotional fulfillment and all the good things you want in life. When you hear the bad things, instead of focusing on the bad things, and it's like I said, it's important to know what's going on, but don't stay in that energy. Instead, imagine a world that is ruled by compassion. Imagine a world where children don't go hungry. And it's not a debate whether or not we should feed children. And it's not a debate whether or not we should protect children. And it's not a debate whether or not everybody should be able to access medical care without going broke. Keep whatever that means for you, whatever you want to see in the world, keep that in mind. And think, not just say, okay, those are the things I want. Step back and allow yourself to picture what that would mean to have it. How would it feel? What will it look like? And spend energy on that more than you spend energy on the negative. Is there anything else? Anything else? Oh, okay. I feel like I should use another deck. Okay, this is the Raven Prophecy deck. It's beautiful. I love crows. I love ravens. And I say the deck because sometimes people might be curious. This is a very beautiful deck. Okay. King of Swords. And the Page of Cups. The Star again. So we got the Star in 2 different decks. Y'all, things are better than they look. And when I say they're better, what I mean is the future. Because once we break everything that's not working, we have the ability to build what we want to see in the world. That's the second time. Okay, I feel like that because I pulled both the World and the Star from 2 different decks. I feel like that means something. The Star, I've got to kind of hide her nudity because Facebook can be kind of picky about that from what I've heard. But she's standing with her knee and her leg, her leg firmly on the ground, her foot firmly in the water. The stars are crowning her. She's connected to nature. This is the epitome of hope and what can be and the balance of everything. And the world is just like, it's a miraculous, wonderful conclusion. So I feel like, and what I see here is that, especially when I look at so we got the King of Swords and the Page of Cups here. And the Page of Cups, you see there's 3 little eggs in a nest. Because the page is the promise of what could be, right? Not the king, but on its way, the promise of what could be. So I think this is speaking, this rebirth, this endurance, we have a responsibility to align ourselves with what we really want to create in this world. And the King of Swords, the truth, as it is continuing to be revealed, the truth will set us free. All right, y'all. Honestly, that was a very positive message. I feel like, hopefully it helped you. Hopefully you got something from it. Like yesterday, I suggested drinking your favorite drink and allowing yourself to fully be aware of all the sensations, smell, taste. I might have mentioned taste. The feel of the drink, and just blocking out the distractions. So I'd like to continue this thought and build on the idea of grounding ourselves physically in the moment. And here's why that's important. When you're emotionally upset, it is very easy to get so out, like it's hard to actually see what's going on. And if you let it get away from you, then you can have those painful emotions even when nothing's immediately wrong, right? And I am a big believer in acknowledge what you're feeling. I don't like I hate that, oh, just think happy thoughts kind of mentality, because I think it's harmful. So I'm not suggesting that, but what I'm saying is grounding ourselves in the present moment can kind of bring us back into our body. It gives us a moment to take a deep breath and then come up with whatever action we need to take at that point. So often when we move around in this world, we just don't pay attention to what it feels like to walk or what it feels like to move. So what I'd like to do, even if you only remember once, I would like you to, the next time if you're walking right now, or if you're about to walk, focus on the sensation as often as you can today of what it feels like to your full foot on the ground, your legs moving. Pay attention to all the different muscles that have to work for this to happen. If you have mobility challenges, and I've been there. Actually, I haven't mentioned this, but I actually got very sick for several years and was unable to walk on my own. I had to use mobility aids, and it was an incredibly challenging thing to go through for somebody as an independent as I am. So I don't want to leave you out, and I want to acknowledge that not everybody has the ability to do everything. And so I would like you, if you're unable to walk for any reason, whether you're just highly fatigued today or you broke your leg, the reason doesn't matter. I want you to think of what you can do. Did the drinking help? Then focus on the drinking. Are you able to brush your own hair? Then brush your own hair, right? If you're able to move to some extent, like sitting up in the bed or touching your favorite blanket, like I'm doing, like this isn't my favorite blanket, but it feels really nice and soft, this cover here. Allow yourself for just a few moments, and as often as you can remember, what it feels like to move in your own body. And this isn't a test, so if you forget or you only remember once, like I was saying, you didn't fail. Remembering once is great, but if you can do it more than once throughout the day, that's good too. So just focus on the physical sensation. If you can sit up in your bed and move your arms, then just kind of move your arms. Get an idea of just kind of focus on what it feels to move. Movement is great for the body. All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm so glad you spent this time with me. Again, if it helped, click like, share it with somebody you care about, and I'll see you back again. Bye.